You know, sometimes it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, cause so many things that go against us. But it's something inside our spirit that just keep us marching forward. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
What's up, broski?
My guy, man.
What's up, man? Been a minute.
No, for sure, man.
How you been?
Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed, man. Just to, I'm gonna just say it's like, if it was all good, I'd be worried, you feel me?
Right.
So I'm blessed to still be getting tested. I'm blessed to still be, able to strive, you know what I'm saying?
Right. We came a long way, bro. We was just looking at the pic from one of the first times we met in person. I don't remember exactly how we met in person. You remember that? How we met?
No, I really don't. I know it's just like Grant, like...
You know Kiava?
Yeah.
We both go to her.
I think it was through Key. Yeah.
That's how it was. We went to, she had that millennial mixer of Germantown.
Yup, that's
how
what
it was. And then we connected. And I know you know.
I forgot about that joint. Yeah.
That's how I met a lot of y'all. You remember, you know Nas, that do personal finance? He do all the money conversations and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I met him there too. And a lot of y'all, like, we still going strong today. Like, she had some people in that room.
That was a nice mixer, though. It definitely was, though. I remember that. Dang, I forgot about the event, but once you bring it up, that was a good joint.
Everybody in that room, they doing something.
Yeah,
like they
some type of motion.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, kid, you see this, you gotta do another one.
Facts, for sure, for the culture.
Right.
But today, bro, I really wanted to talk to you about your story. You recently made a lot of waves. Like, most recently, you got a lot of notoriety for going to O Block and everything that came with that. You've been doing a lot of great work in the community through What I Wish I Knew Foundation. And overall, just being active. I know you still make music too.
Yeah.
You still making music? A little bit, dibbling and dabbling?
A little bit. Ain't nothing out, man.
All right. But my boy all the way here from Philly, and I really want to take the opportunity, bro, to get to know the person behind all the accolades and everything that you're doing and that people know you for. I want to know the Manny before who you was when I met you, because I don't even know a lot about you, bro. I see like a lot of, what's in the media and what get publicized, but I really want to know your story, and I'm sure a lot of my supporters want to know your story. So first and foremost, bro, just introduce yourself to the people, whatever you feel like they should know, and we can get into it.
Yeah, man. Manny215, like, I was just having a conversation with my homie, like, he was like, bro, you don't understand, like, your perception, like, other people's perception of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just look at myself as, like, regular human being for real. But, I got the same story as anybody else for real in our generation, I ain't really growing no silver spoon. Only thing I heard about money growing up was I ain't got it. I don't know my dad, you know what I'm saying? Literally got the entire, everything that they tell us is like a statistic is my story. You know what I'm saying? Single mother household, don't know my dad, convicted felon, dropped out of school, neck tattoos, got a kid, had a kid young, so it's like everything, I'm regular statistic like everybody else from around here, you know what I'm saying? Right. But just doing my best and been blessed enough to be able to like combat that status quo, you feel me?
You one of them people, bro, like, in the hood, we got like archetypes. Like, you either sell drugs, you rap, you play ball, whatever the case it may be. You one of them people, you did every one of those things. So I just want you to talk about that, like talk about your journey, because I ain't
that's
even
crazy,
know you used to play football, bro.
Yeah. That was like, football was like my first joint, man. Shout out to the Birds, you feel me? You already know we down the A revenue, you feel me? But yeah, football was like my first joint. I went to Shippensburg scholarship. I ended up tearing my ACL the first game of my senior year. On like a deep ball, cook ball, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it came down funny as shit. It's going to tube. I did a talk with Imhotep, and I put the clip in the YouTube video.
I'm gonna check it out.
But yeah, that was my first job. Ended up still getting recruited. Tore my ACL again up school. Went home, said, man, I'm gonna just figure it out. They took away my scholarship and all that. I'm like, I started doing the math. I'm like 40,000 a day. I never even had 40,000. You know what I'm saying?
Walk us back though, bro. Like, I want to go like, Lil Manny, like, where you from? I don't know none of that, bro. So, tell us the whole, tell us your story, how you got to where you are now.
21st and Dairy, man, right on the corner with a sign that across the street from the store, white inside porch, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the roots. You know, my upbringing wasn't the best when we talk about finances, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know, I got borrowed in a song. I was like, never had a DNA visor. I had a Rawlin'. Ain't hear it say I love you, just heard it say can't afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, it definitely was a lot of love and support. I feel like my mom still do to this day, love me to the highest capacity. She know how to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you young, and I think that attribute to a lot of the stuff why I go hard like I do today. You know what I'm saying? Just not having and wanting more. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking on your story though, like you ain't even dibbling that into the rap yet. You ain't even going to like how you got to the streets or even getting booked. But I want to ask you, like, when you reflect on your story and everything that you've been through, what gave you the drive to like keep trying to pursue something? Because a lot of these kids right now, I feel like they not even going through the motions of trying all the things no more. Like they jumping right into it, jumping right off the porch. So I just want to ask you, like, what was it that made you just go through all the motions of trying to do different things?
For me, it was math. Like, I looked at it and I said, all right, the time that I'm putting into, and this, we taking it back to like 2016, 2017, I'm really still heavily rapping and all that, millions of streams and all that. Like, I'm like, all right, I want to monetize, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning about streaming and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to monetize. I ain't rapping to be in the same position, you know what I'm saying? Monetize ownership. I looked at it and I was like, yo, the same time that I'm putting into selling drugs and like everything that come with that, you know what I'm saying? Getting to work, selling it, all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be using that time to figure out how to go legit,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why half-ass it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we think that we got 24 hours in a day. That's what they tell us, but we don't.
Right.
We got 12 hours in a day, 12 hours in a night. So time is like real precious. So for me, it was simple math. Like, you know, all right, I can either be halfway in, halfway out, keep doing what I'm doing, or I can really give what I call this version of myself that everybody see today a fair chance. You know what I'm saying?
How did you even know that was in you though? Do you feel like I feel like we all know that it's in there, but how did you bring it to the surface? Like,
for me, just keeping my word to myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, every since a youngin', right? Like, I always been grinding and doing whatever it is I'm doing, whether it's music, rap, and business, whatever, to be able to support my family, you know what I'm saying? And not even just my family that I know and see today, those that's not even here, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, we don't really sit there and think about our family members that's not here. Like, you got a child on the way,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Your child is not like all the way present here, you know what I'm saying, yet, but everything that you've done up to this point, you know what I'm saying, even in choosing your child's mother, was a part of making sure that foundation was set for your child once, it's a girl, boy.
It's a boy.
Once he get here,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what really drive me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was up at ASD in Philly talking to a bunch of 15, 16, 17-year-olds. They all facing 35 to life, you know what I'm saying? Some of them, they talking about, yeah, I'm about to take a deal, bro, like, Lord, 20-year deal and all that. Like, and I was like, dang, like, you know, and I left them with something to sit with it, you know what I'm saying? This for anybody that's in the streets, you know what I'm saying, that's watching this and hearing this. Like, the question I got is like, why we be so ready to crash out and die for our block, for our friends, but we don't want to make the choices and the decisions necessary to live for our family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be so ready to risk it all.
Where do you even start though?
Where
like,
do you
if
start?
you had somebody that you at that crossroads and you got to make a decision, like, where do you go? Like,
you got to start with God. You know what I'm saying? I once heard a quote. It said, you search for God, you find yourself. You search for self, you find God. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not saying in the sense of searching for self and you find God as if we are God, because none of us are.
Mm-hmm.
But in a sense of like, when we get sincere with, wanting to have a good relationship with God and wanting to seek his pleasure and stuff like that, it governs us. You know what I'm saying? It changes like what we do, what we don't do, things we say, things we don't say, places we go, places we don't go. You know what I'm saying? So, people we around, people we not around. Like, yeah, I would say start with wanting to have a sincere relationship with God, and then in that, you know what I'm saying, everything is going to materialize itself, you know what I'm saying?
So where you at in your life right now? You a father to a growing boy.
Yeah.
You just talked about like finding yourself, right? Through the process of finding God. So in Christianity, a lot of us believe that God is a man. So we often say our father. We refer to God as our father. So I want to ask you, you talked about in the spiritual sense of finding yourself by diving deeper into your relationship with Christ, but just even on a personal level, you talked about the lack of presence of your father being there, and now you a dad. Yeah. So I want to ask you, like, where does that sit in your life for like not having your father, the impacts that had on you, and how you think it led to you making certain decisions in your life?
That's a deep drum, because like, one, like, not having my father in my life, it's like a gift and a curse. The bad part about it is there's a lot of things that I had to really sit there within myself to understand. Like, like one of my homies said this to me one time. Right, my homie Lee, shout out to Freaky, man. It was so subtle, you know what I'm saying? And we young, we all in my homie basement, we talking. And, we in a discussion. I'm getting offended, you know what I'm saying? Just because people not saying my point of view.
Right.
And he was like, dang, bro, he's like, bro, you gotta be around the men somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, like, I sat with that. Like, when he said it, I instantly felt it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, like, what do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? And when I sat down with it and then I pondered, I'm like, dang, the reality of, like, not having my father in my life is certain stuff that you miss out on when it comes to just operating as a man, that, if you don't sit there and be intentional about figuring out what characteristics do a man have and how should a man move and where am I lacking at, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, in a lot of situations, like even in business, like I go into business, like, not only just knowing what I do know, but knowing what I don't know. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then knowing what I don't know, I know what I got to figure it out in order to excel. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, not having my father, it was a lot of internal work that, I had to do, and I still am doing right now at 26 years old. But the good side of it is, like, when I look at my relationship with my son, you know what I'm saying? Like, when his mom was pregnant, I was looking at 11 and a half to 23 months in prison. No bail. I couldn't, I was on a run in Philly, got caught out Cumberland County. I don't got no bail to post. And I realistically could have beat the case, but, with no bail, I got a rumble in jail. Now I'm risking not seeing my son being born, but not having my father in my life led me to say, no, look, man, I'm going to take this deal. They said 30 days, good time served, as long as I don't go to the hole. I walk the rest off on parole. Say less. We're going to do that. I'm going to come home, do whatever I got to do not to come back to this situation and be there every step of the way in my son's life. You feel me? Fact. So, like, not having my father in my life, it drives me to be a better father. And, with something, like I said, like, that I had to learn. You feel me? I instilled that in him, where it's like, my son told me all the time, he'd be like, Dad, I want to be just like you, where his hat tell you get a hat where it say, man, like, yeah, I'm like you. Dad, I'm like, no, like, be better than me. And he don't even know that he already inherently is better than me.
Just from having you.
Just from having me. Because our presence as men, you know what I'm saying? Especially as fathers to our family, but our presence as men, period, to the world, just being there is enough. Right. You get what I'm saying? So like, like he don't even dig that he already light years ahead of me. Like I sit down with him and, he'll get mad and he be like, man, and I'll be like, and I gotta teach him though. Like, listen to the deep part though. I gotta teach him. First, I'm gonna help you identify your feelings. You angry? Yes, daddy. I'm angry. I'm mad. All right. Why you mad? We might talk about that, and then I let him know. Look, don't talk. Chill. When you angry, don't talk. You end up saying or doing something that
Right.
you gonna regret later.
Right. And
when we look at the climate, you know what I'm saying, of these young boys, I call them emotional gangsters. You know what I'm saying? It's that lack of identifying feelings and knowing how to navigate them. Where it's like, now I feel disrespected, I'ma just, I'ma blast out and crash. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's everything that you said is important, bro. And for me, like, it tied back to something that you said recently. I seen it on your gram. You was talking about an author, Bell Hooks. Talking about her book, All About Love. Yeah. And on the panel, you was talking about the lack of compassion in our hoods for some of the stuff that we seen, and just for people in general. And I think, like, a lot of us, for our people, for black people in general, bro, a lot of us is coming from a place of lack. Whether you don't got your father, your mom, somebody, or just all that we've been through as a culture. So sometimes it could be hard to have that compassion. So I did something, bro. Look behind that white pillow right behind you.
Oh, man, don't do that, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah. I didn't know you was going to get to that, man. But I wanted to show the viewers those books. Man. Manny was speaking about this on a gram one day, All About Love.
Yeah, I heard about this joint though. I heard about that.
Yeah, this I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, for me, not having my dad, both of these books was a big part of like me being able to move forward, to even be able to be in a relationship with somebody, to be able to feel like I could marry somebody, even feel like I could raise this boy that we about to have together. So for anybody, I know they say if you want. They say black people don't read. So they say if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book. But if you do read or you listen to ebooks, whatever the case may be, Bell Hooks, she really is like a goddess. And I say she one of the people that saved my life for real.
No, shout out to Bell Hooks, man.
For sure,
I gotta tell him with them drums, man.
Read this one though when you get a chance, bro. The Will to Change. It basically talk about men and how we go about understanding emotions, and it talk about epigenetics too. I don't know if you know what that is.
We know it's epigenetics.
Basically, it's a study that showed that, like, it's a real life science, bro, that showed that our DNA is being formed by the time that our parents are in our grandparents' womb. So basically, like, when your mom is in your grandma's womb as just an infant, her DNA is already being formed and shaped by decisions that your grandma was making at that time. So if she was under a lot of stress, or if she was going through, poverty, working too hard, just trying to make it, all of that impacts your mom's DNA. So she already pre-exposed to not only health issues, whether it's diabetes, whatever the case may be, high blood pressure, but she's also predisposed to mental health issues too. So bipolar, depression, anxiety. So it'd be a reason, like, these kids, bro, it's like generations of poverty.
I believe in that, because that's part of the mission statement of What I Wish I Knew Foundation. Like, it's built around the idea that in order to get a stampede turned around, you gotta start from the front. So we owe the younger generations like a sense of gain, resources, anything, opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Because they're born into the reality that we make, in a sense, based off the choices that we make today.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
So talk about that, bro. Talk about the What I Wish I Knew Foundation, what it is, what your goals, what it are.
Man, I'm gonna keep it being like, the What I Wish I Knew Foundation has been like pivotal for just my life, not just as an entrepreneur, but as a man, you feel me? I know what I wish I knew is like what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if you would have asked me, if I would have had it my way, I'd be on the stage rapping somewhere. Or it's Sunday, you know what I'm saying? I'd be suiting up somewhere playing if I had it my way. But this is something that really just came like from my idea, and it was like, all right, I just want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to, you know, it was just, I was always the intellectual amongst my peers, and then I looked at stuff that I thought made sense, and I'm learning different stuff about marketing, branding, credit, all this different stuff, and I'm like, dang, like if I don't know this stuff, like what does that mean for my homies that?
If I'm the smart one,
yeah,
that group,
that always got below basic on the state test. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like, all right, I just want to push that forward, but then, you know, especially Philly, like the city just gravitating to, you know, the movement and, you know, my presence specifically, and just being young and doing the work is like, you know, I couldn't have made it up myself, you know.
The name of it is deep, bro, and it make me think like how similar, like, the intention was behind our brands and how we created your brand name, What I Wish I Knew. And you basically provide people with life lessons, but also the resources and connections needed to get further in life. My brand
100%.
called Failing Forward. And it's basically the idea that, like,
I love that name, man.
You gotta take risks in life.
Got to.
And every risk I took, I won sometimes, I failed sometimes, and through every situation, I gained a lesson that I'm gonna carry forward with me to whatever my next journey is. So I think that that's deep, and I want you to go into, bro, like, what do y'all do? Because you do a lot of meaningful work.
Yeah,
in the
so like, you know, right now we like very event based for the past 4 years. Everything from high school tours, Power Community is like a real big event that we do every year. This past summer, we had like 1,300 RSVPs for, you know, the event ended up, you know, it was a lot of complications in the last 10 days from like, you know, the school that we was going to do it at. Shout out to Martin Luther King, they very supportive. They ended up having some complications where they had to shut the whole building down. That's 10 days before the event. Then we move it, and then 48 hours before the event, the location tells us that we can't have a tent, a stage, bouncy houses. We can't make food, none of that. So we had to pivot, and it's like, it's not, mind you, we got 1,300 RSVPs without even promoting entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with all this going on, we was and planning to promote entertainment within the last 10 days.
Right.
So I'm scrambling around trying to figure out, all right, dang, can we even have this event? I can't promote entertainment. So we ended up doing a smaller version, but we also started like a grant this year called the Get Busy Grant, in honor of my homie Brandon Vincent Rahimahullah. You know, just giving sadaqah in his name, and, you know, giving back to whatever youngin is getting busy and being active in whatever way that is. You know what I'm saying? I met a kid named Paul.
Okay.
And you look at him and you won't think that, you know, like, Paul can, like, in a split second kick you in your face and break your jaw.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He do Muay Thai boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he had won a fight that qualified him to go overseas.
I saw you was doing a GoFundMe for a young boy.
Yeah. So we ended up, like, he said, bro, I need 3,500. You know, anybody trying to sponsor? And, you know, that kind of sparked the idea for the guy. I always wanted to do a grant, but that sparked it of like, all right, I know we got this pool of money that we acquired. You know, let's use this to be able to push what you got going on. And then with the event not going the way that we planned it, we was able to meet him halfway and give him $1,750, help send him overseas and change his life.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Like, you as a kind of like a big homie or a big bro, like, why is it important for you to make that moves or be visible to kids in the community like that?
I don't know. I would want the people like to tell me why it's important. For like, for me, I just see it as like something that's mandatory. You know, like is in my bio and I live by it. Like, each man feed a man, get a game to the baby. Right. So, you know, like, if we don't do it, you know what I'm saying, as men, we the protectors and providers of the world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we, especially over in America, we fall into the cops gotta protect us, the government. No. us as men, as individuals,
Yeah.
we are the providers and protectors. Like, I was talking to the youngest at ASD, like, I'm telling them, like, yo, like, all that real nigga shit dead. That's over with.
Right.
Like, that's dead. It's too late in the game for that. We need to be real men. As a man, women and children should feel safe around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be the ones that when problems are going on in the community, you feel me? And they don't even got to be at large. Like, something as big as what we doing, What I Wish I Knew Foundation. It should be something internal. They know that I can go to bro, or bro going to be the voice of reason for this, you know what I'm saying? So, I for me, like, it's just like, you know, something that I see as mandatory as my makeup as a man, you feel me?
So how does this fit into the ecosystem of Manny? Like, everything that you want to do in the future, where does What I Wish I Knew stand, and what's your next steps with the organization?
That's a good question. What I wish I knew right now is kind of like, it's like what most people know me for. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I wish I knew is kind of like my reintroduction.
Right.
Because, you know, from music, that was like my first introduction to the world, you feel me? In that aspect. And then just having to go through that process of like rebranding, and not even like an intentional rebrand, but just, you know, picking up a different lane, you know what I'm saying? You know, now it's the introduction, it's the driving force that's, you know, getting me in certain rooms and stuff like that, to be able to push some of the other initiatives when we talk about 215 Apparel, the brand, gang, you know what I'm saying? And In Your Face Resources, where In Your Face Resources is like, you know, it's still a part of that mindset of each man feed a man, get a game to the baby. So
is that a marketing company?
It's an agency.
Okay.
So, you know,
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Before this interview, I always thought that joint was not your face. Like, man,
that's
makeup.
that's everybody joy, man. Not Your Face. They be like,
Face.
yo, who Naya? Like, who's Naya? I'm like, no, it's In Your Face, In Your Face. But, you know, that's important, man. Like, you know, when we talk about having what I wish I knew, right? And we being able to do high school tours, that goes on a resume of In Your Face Resources. In Your Face Resources has produced this tour for What I Wish I Knew Foundation that did these numbers, and being able to do that and getting different bookings and shooting commercials and, you know, really handling people budgets and stuff like that, it allows me to create opportunities for those that's around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Fetty Visuals, like, bro, capture everything about my journey and stuff like that. But, you know, when it's paid opportunities and I got clients, he the first one I call, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, In Your Face Resources is important because it allows me to be able to create opportunities for others and income for others to be able to thrive and do what it is that they want to do with their own craft. You feel me?
Let me ask you this, bro. So, like, if we was talking to a group of investors, because you never know who will watch this or see this, and you was pitching What I Wish I Knew, and you had to, you know, give them a 30-second to a minute pitch of why they should support you, or even what resources your organization could bring to Philadelphia and elsewhere through their support, what would you say to them?
What I would say to them is that, like, if you want progress, you got to be able to see what's around the corner before you get there. Right? So we talking about investors, they probably 40, 50, stuff like that. Name another 26-year-old that's making an impact that we making, how we making, and then I'll rest my case. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Gen Z, and, you know, I'll be pondering on that because, like, Gen Z is anybody that was born from 1997 to, like, 2012. I'm literally, like you said, big homie. I'm like the old head of Gen Z because I was born January 1997.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the last of millennials, bro. You was born a year before you would have been a millennial.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I bring Gen Z in, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at my homies that's 19, 20, we in the same generational group, but I still got that. I got 5-6 years over of experience that, you know, I can use to push, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like they 19, 20, they probably, it's a disconnect from somebody like you, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody that's 30, 31, whereas I'm right there. I can have that conversation and be.
It ain't no disconnect from
No,
me.
not a dis. No, I'm saying disconnect as far as like, network.
I feel
You get what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah.
Like for instance, like we met through Key Join because we are around the same age. We in the same network. They 20, bro. I be around 19, 20-year-old. They
All the
be,
time.
and it's like even. Like being around them is like, it's really a blessing from how I really see the importance of what I'm saying about
bridging that gap.
Bridging that gap because we in the same generation. Like we all Gen Z, but they might be using lingo that I'm like, dang, like they know about certain artists and stuff that don't even hit my timeline on when we talk about Instagram and social media. So when I say the disconnect, it's like just the network. It's a network barrier because of age. You know what I'm saying?
Not only is it a network barrier, but it's a language translation barrier.
100%.
And basically, what I get from what you're saying is that if we really want to make a change in our communities, it can't just be the old people. No disrespect, 40, 50 making decisions that's impacting the kids.
We gotta
work together.
We gotta get these middle-aged 20-year-olds, early 30s. You know what I'm saying? In positions of power, you know what I'm saying? In positions of power, like, you know, you look at, you know, I work with a bunch of companies and looking at politics, like it was a big thing. It was millions of dollars that came through Philly for gun violence, right? And then it come fast forward, organizations gotta get money back. You find out they not doing the right thing with the money, they not making no impact.
Right.
You got millions of dollars to impact the youth for gun violence, and you made T-shirts.
Right.
Who makes that decision? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we talk about having, you know, people around our age and those, we know, like, all right, dang, all right, if I'm working with a $100,000 budget to impact the youth, I know I gotta go get a Manny215 to come speak at this event because he got the eyes of the youngins.
Right.
They gonna go get somebody else that who they trying to impact don't even know who they is. You know what I'm saying?
Heard, bro. So like, outside of the people that they should get, if it was 3 to 5 areas, right? What's the most important for Black people? Let's say in Philly, what we would need to get our lives together, whether that's mental health resources, financial literacy, or something else. What would be those areas, and where do you think we really should be investing our time, energy, and resources?
What we need to be investing our time and resources in is, one, we need to get away from gun violence initiatives, and we need youth enhancement, youth resources initiatives.
Right.
Because when we look at it like that, it entails all of that. It entails the mental health part. Life skills is a part of mental health.
Right.
Because if you have no life skills and you have no perspective, that's your mental health. You know what I'm saying? You just stuck in whatever box your brain is in.
Right.
When we talk about opportunities, that's part of the perspective. We talk about, you know, funding for businesses. That's the economic portion. Because we know, you know, poverty is a direct correlation to violence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Philadelphia is one of the cities where it's one of the most highest concentrated poverty just in one place.
So, you know, like, for me, the biggest areas is, you know, mentality, access to resources, funding for businesses, and the school. Like, our school system is like cooked right now. I know Senator Hughes from out of Philly. I don't know if it's like a bill or something, so don't quote me on that, but I know he pushing an initiative right now on the federal government level to say that the budget per child for kids in Philadelphia is unconstitutional. And I think right now, like, the budget that's allotted per kid in Philly is like half of what it should be.
Right, because when you compare our district to like, let's say like a Lower Marion,
or
the
Plymouth
amount
White
they
Marsh
spending on per student, it's totally different from what we get. They got iPads, MacBook Pros, everything they need.
We
barely
brand
get
down
textbooks.
books. We barely get new paint on the walls. You know what I'm saying?
So I think everything that you're saying is important, bro. And I asked you that question because I like how you tackled that question, because basically what you're saying is that instead of framing it as gun violence is the issue, it's like, what do people even need that's leading them to the gun violence?
What's the solution?
And a lot of times we don't even get to that point because we so focused on this and we're not even making no change about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get people with the resources they need to support their minds, bodies, whatever it is, their pockets, maybe they might have a consciousness to make a decision like, damn, I don't even need to do this no more because I could go up the street to the community center or whatever the case may be.
Once I made my first, I always tell youngins, like, get some money. Because once I made my first couple $1,000, life was a little bit different for me. You know what I'm saying? And then especially when I started 215 Apparel, like with Lloyd, and it kind of blew my mind. When, 215 Apparel, you represent Philly through fashion, right? My first order on 215apparel.com was to somebody in Maine.
Damn, not even in your own city.
And I was like, it blew my mind of like perspective on opportunity. Cause it's like, I never even been to Maine. And I made money there though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I made money. I don't know what the air tastes like, people, none of that. I don't know nobody there.
Right.
But I made money there.
Facts. So
like you said, like just that perspective on opportunity is lacking. You know what I'm saying? It's lacking for a lot of youngins. And what you said was important of like, asking people what they need. Like a lot of times, this is what a lot of people do, right? Especially older people, and sometimes we do it just as humans, is that we'll tell somebody what they need to do instead of just asking them. You know what I'm saying?
What can I do to support you to get to where you need
to go? We'll
to
tell somebody, you need to go to school every day. You know what I'm saying? But for the youngin', he like, bro, I just need some deodorant.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about going to school. The fact I don't got no deodorant make it about not going to school because I swam.
Facts.
You feel me? So it's like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying?
He women.
Yeah. So like you gotta really sit there and like.
It's a word for that, bro. It's a word, and the word is called equity. And a lot of people get the word equity confused with the word equality, because equality is just making sure that we all got equal rights. We done got to that point now. Yeah. But in America, if you pay attention, we still at a disadvantage. And that's where the word equity come in. You probably seen the picture before, bro. It's like, it's a picture of people and they looking over a fence into the baseball game. And you might see one person, they tall and they got the biggest John, they looking over and they can see. And then you might have somebody with disabilities or something like that. And they got a stool, but they still can't see over the John. So basically the idea of equity is basically like, all right, the person that's tall, he don't need the tallest John. Let's take some of those resources and reallocate it to the people that need it the most. So the person with the disability, he might need a little extra support. The vegan, he might not be able to eat this type of food. It's basically just taking into consideration the strengths and weaknesses of each person and tending to that. And I don't think we do a good enough job.
And I gotta be fair too, though, right? Because even with the event that we putting together right now with the Voices of the 215, it's like, with the recent events of the looting, right? You sit there, it's like, all right, it's one thing to be angry that the judge dropped the charges for whatever reason. Everybody's saying, well, they dropped it so that he could do this, whatever. But it's one thing to be, angry about that, but it's another sense of anger when the judge that you voted into power dropped those charges. Right. So it's resources and stuff out there. It's ways that we can be influential that we don't necessarily take advantage of or even know of to be able to take advantage of. Right. That's what I wish I knew, us creating a space to be able to provide that information. But we can't also be ignorant to the fact of just like they got is self-preservation, there's also cultural preservation. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about cultural preservation, we can't sit there and expect another culture to sit
Come
there
in
and preserve us.
Right.
Now they can help, you know what I'm saying? They can provide, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they main objective is always gonna be them and theirs. You know what I'm saying? So for us, we gotta also do a better job of like supporting each other. Like I be in certain rooms and I, you know, now, you know, people looking to me to speak, my voice is a little bit louder, but for a long time I'll be in rooms and I'll just be quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just listening. All right, what is y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Did that for probably 2-3 years. Over the last year, shout out to NoGunZone, my platform has grown, so more people know about me in that space and the work. But a lot of people, they get in these positions of resources, power, and all that, and they go with a selfish agenda. They're not thinking about, dang, all right, how can I take these resources that you got and enhance the collective?
Right.
You feel me?
Let me ask you this though, bro, because like we got a lot of successful people from Philly that people might not attribute to the city because I don't think they rep the city exactly how they should. Or let me not say I don't think they should. I'm gonna say it's arguable that they don't rep the city how they should.
Yeah, to the likings of others.
We got people like Will Smith. We got Kevin Hart. Some of the biggest and most notable names. We got Meek, of course, but Kevin Hart. He one of the ones. Like he at the top. Like when you talk about A-list celebrities, he's at that point.
Yeah, I just was at the conference last night. Heartbeat was speaking on the panel with some representatives from his company and all.
Do you feel like we put too much pressure on those people, or do you feel like it's a thing like heavy is the head that wears the crown and that they should be doing more? What's your thoughts on that? Yeah,
man. I think we all gonna get held accountable. You know, to whom much is given, much is required, and I feel like we don't put enough pressure on them. I'm gonna share a story. 2020, I was like painting. You know what I'm saying? And I would paint the condos downtown and stuff like that. And every day, I would walk past poor people. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I'm Muslim, so in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad like he prophesied that a lot of the inhabitants of hell is going to be rich people, and a lot of the inhabitants of heaven is going to be poor people.
Okay.
So take this experience. I'm paying these condos and I'm looking up. So I'm in that joint. I'm like, dang, these joints nice. Let me see how much of it I want to move in this joint. I'm like, dang, I want this for 1 bedroom. I'm like, this what these people paying?
6 racks, 8, 10.
But you walk past a poor person every day like it's nothing to give them $20. Like, that's going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You could give a poor $20 a week. That's $80 a month.
Right.
You paying 5 kizzies 6 racks for 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
We gonna get held accountable for that.
Right.
That's evil. You know what I'm saying? As a human person to see someone in need and know that you can and you don't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to Will Smith, Kevin Hart, Meek, or whoever, but what I'm saying is like there is a level of responsibility, and we can't get ahead when we talk about cultural preservation if we don't have social responsibility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We feel as though, I grinded for this. We all got the same 24. We don't got the same 24. We don't.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think as a 501c3, right? Gain. Anybody out there that's have a 501c3, if you a millionaire, 100,000 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Our contributions is different. As a 501c3, a Kevin Hart, yo, Manny, like, yeah, I like what you got going on, huh? I want to give a meal to what you. That's a write-off. You got to pay that anyway, though, Uncle Sam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So why not?
You could get that to the hood and see that being worked on, and now your money is being spent responsibly.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I think it's not enough pressure. You get what I'm saying? Or conversations. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, these people, they do charity in their own way. You know, Meek, you know, we give out turkeys and all that stuff like that, woo. And that's a good job for what it is, but, you know, I would just challenge the millionaires from our city to tap in with some of the grassroots organizations. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's one thing, you know, I can feed you the fish, but it's one thing for me to teach you.
Right.
So when we talk about these grassroots organizations, not just like the What I Wish I Knew Foundation, when we talk about Ryan Harris, but As I Planted the Seed, we talk about Buddha with Power Circle Mentors, we talk about Philly, we talk about Dimples for Days, they holding down West Philly and stuff like that. It's like we got the programming to teach the hood how to fish.
You know what the issue, bro? This is my theory. I could be wrong about this. I feel like it's easier to give the money to the bigger corporations who a lot of times ran by white people because they got the infrastructure. A lot of times, people like you and myself, we don't have the infrastructure. It might just be you, somebody that believe in you, a couple people from your hood, and y'all start an organization and y'all making big waves, but it ain't no policies, it ain't no procedures. It's really just, I'm just going off of.
I think it comes down to qualifying because they don't know unless they ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But they not asking.
You getting that? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Cause like the people that I just named, even include myself, I 501c3 ready to go.
Yeah.
That joint going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to get that right off like that. You know what I'm saying? We got teams behind us. We got infrastructure, buildings, networks of kids, people. You know what I'm saying? But these ideas have to be financed. You know what I'm saying? They got to be financed.
I can't argue that, bro. I can't argue that.
Like, I'm big on this. Like, you know, and I don't know what it is like with the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to anybody that does anything socially of social impact, they feel as though they not supposed to make any money. People still gotta live too. It's a lot of. I wanted to ask you that, bro. It's a lot of time, effort that go into this stuff. And I always tell people like, they give me the name activist and all that, whatever, but I never call myself that. I'm an entrepreneur at the end of the day.
Social entrepreneur.
Yeah, like what I wish I knew was just something that I sat there and said like, this is something that I want to dedicate my time to. Just like 215 April is something I want to dedicate my time to. Just like In Your Face Research is something I want to dedicate my time to. So, you know, and I think for a lot of us as said community leaders and stuff like that, we got to get out of the mindset also of like letting that stigma hold us back of like, yeah, I don't really care about the money. Like, what? It take money to do this stuff. Yeah. You gotta care about the money.
On that a lot, bro. I used to be one of them people like, I did it all before I left Philly, book bag drive, all that. I remember. And at that time period, I was heavy on that, bro. I was like, no, like, I always was under the premise. My grandma told me that like, you would get your blessings on the back end. Like, just do good and don't look for nothing in return. So I always thought, like, this how it's supposed to be. People that usually give back, they usually don't got a lot. They not the flashiest. But I say all that to say, I want to ask you, bro, because I should have asked you this before the camera started rolling. Like, how real can we get? Because it was a moment you shared with me personally. I don't know if you would want people to know that, but I think that's a real moment, bro. Like, if you feel comfortable, like, you sent me a picture. And this is something that it kind of like, it shocked me, bro, because we watch each other live through social media. So like, you leave it up to me. I think y'all all, you know, everybody is somebody and they doing extremely well. And in the picture that you sent me, bro, you told me this is how you was living at the peak of some of your biggest notoriety. And,
I'm gonna show the camera. I'm gonna give it to the camera. We gonna get real.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that, bro.
We gonna get real. This July, just passed, you know what I'm saying? You know,
bro, when I seen it, I couldn't believe it, bro. That messed me up.
That's where I was sleeping at, you know what I'm saying? You know, again, 1,300 RZPs, we had a good summer. Behind the scenes, that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. So like, you know, even when we talk about the social responsibility joint, like, you see people, they got motion, stuff like that, and everybody see me, dang, youngin', I love what you got going on, woo, woo, but I'm on a joint like, damn, what's up? Right. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't looking for no handout or nothing, but a hand up. Let's sit down and have a conversation, really figure out what I got going on, or be like, yo, I see what you're doing, youngin'. Let me connect you with this person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understand business, you know what I'm saying? Understand how it go. You know what I'm saying?
For the people that's gonna listen to the podcast that's not doing the visual route, bro, explain to them what you just showed. Like,
so what I just showed was in July, I was sleeping in a during the bando for you know, my shout out to my brother, man, Lord reward him, Yusuf. We like business partners on a company called Field Solutions. So we just acquired like our first crib that we making like affordable housing, but like how this crib look like on that type time, Section 8, like something nice that people can feel a little bit good about. In the remodeling of the crib, the whole crib messed up getting remodeled except for that one room sleeping on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. You told me you had your son with you.
Yeah, so I wouldn't bring him there. So it long story, man. Before I even got to that point, you know, let's take it back. Let's take it back to when I first got on NoGunZone. I first got on NoGunZone. We was doing the high school tour. So I had a couple dollars and I was cool, you know what I'm saying? It's a grant that every council person had called the Philadelphia Activity Grant. Okay. So we was getting that joint and that was supposed to finance the tour. The Parks and Recs was issuing the grants. They switched to Urban Affairs Coalition, which held back the grants from being sent out. Right. So March of 2022, like the tour starting, 2-month long tour. We doing 6 to 9 schools. I'm already promoting it. The joint never came. I put up my own bread. We get it done. Good tour. Alhamdulillah. I'm behind the 8 ball a little bit now though. Gotta get back. I'm cool though. So everything motion going with NoGunZone. You know, we building. I'm outside. People like, yo, ain't you the boy that be on woo? And I'm selling my clothes. So that's getting me through it. That's paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? Just going out every day down Penn's Landing to the Platte, down South Street, selling my clothes. And that's paying the bills. All right, cool. But I'm like at zero. You get what I'm saying? I'm not in a plus.
Because the expenses is outweighing.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, all right, boom, fast forward. Let's take it. We're going to fast forward to like January. I start getting a little bit behind on rent, stuff like that. You know, it's colder, so I can't. Move South around. Street and all that ain't really what it is like that. You know what I'm saying? So figuring it out. And come, what's that? March, my landlord hit me, was like, yeah, bro, you got 60 days to move out. You know, we doing something different with the crib. We turned into 1 unit. Whoa. All right, I got 60 days. You know what I'm saying? May until May of 2023, this year. An opportunity come in the midst of all that. Organization hit me like, yeah, you know, we want to get you involved. Whoa. They basically offered me $45,000 to be a part of their program. So, you know, their idea, and I'm going to keep them nameless, but their idea was they wanted me to go up to blocks and neighborhoods and tell people to get off the corner and join this program.
Using your influence and likeness. And
I'm like, that's not going to work. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too far removed from being on the corner. Right. You know what I'm saying? I wish somebody would, but stop selling drugs. Who is you? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, come on. Yeah. But, you know, so we just going back and forth, and I'm telling myself, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I think the program is good. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm not really trying to do nothing outside of like what I'm already doing as far as project management, because I already been like during that time. What was also kind of sustaining me was like just doing the project management as a strategic advisor, tastemaker curator, working with Black Seed Oil Gummies. Okay. One of my clients, they based in Rochester, New York, but the owner lives overseas in Riyadh. So we basically like representing the company here in the States and stuff like that.
I never knew that. I thought that was a Philly-based brand.
Yeah, no, because probably you seen a Wallow joint. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the first connections we made with them was, you know, connecting Wallow with the product. But so that was kind of sustained. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not really trying to do nothing outside of that. You know, like again, what we talked about, 50, 60-year-olds in positions of power got money to allocate to impact the youth. Right. Let me do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? One of those like, yeah, no, that's my position. All right, well, I'll assist you with that. Right. Because one, I can't commit to no time because I already got prior business commitments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they like, yeah, you know, paperwork say one thing, how we get the work done is another. So everything looking cool, boom. Fast forward, now we going to the meetings. First red flag, they not introducing me to the people as assistant project manager.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, boom. Second, John, so I didn't post about this at all. During Ramadan, I was going up to King every day and praying with the students and basically like just teaching them like, you know, and bringing other people in and we teaching them like, you know, like basic fundamentals of Islam, like how to pray, what faith is, what Islam is, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing that every day. So they hit me like, yeah, y'all gotta come sign off, like, whoa. And the time just ended up conflicting with what I had to do with the students that came. So I'm like, yeah, like, can I, you know, I got this going on. Something that I already told them though. I'm like, you know, that conflict, you know, is it possible for me to come down after it's over? And they say, the boy told me, he basically told me like, bro, chalk them kids, you better come down here and get this money. And I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So now we gotta have a conversation. Now I'm at the joint, all right, this drum, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk. We need to have a meeting, woo. And they basically tell me, yeah, facts is the job description covers everything. Mind you, the whole time the first conversation was the job description is not, I can't agree to that.
Right.
And it was like the facts is, you know, and I'm summarized like you can basically do it or you cannot. And I'm like, huh? You know what I'm saying? I had to tell him like, I understand that's the situation. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be a part of this and I let them know like it's not smart to have a take it or leave it approach to somebody who has an equivalent level of value as I do or more, because I can make a post and reach 100,000 people and mobilize hundreds to whatever specific cause. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm like, yeah, there should be some respect and negotiation to that person, you know what I'm saying? And we just ended up never having a meeting. They called me like 2-3 weeks later. Yeah, we gave your position away to somebody else.
Damn.
May 28th still coming in like a week.
I ain't even tell you, that's my birthday too.
Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, so what?
Yeah.
Shout out to, you know, Miss Angela and her whole family. Dimple for days. So right after that, like I would like go there and stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they got like a center. But it's like real nice, you know what I'm saying? And so after the kids would leave, I would just be there at night, you know what I'm saying? Bring my son there. He was comfortable. It was comfortable there from there. He just worrying about being with me. Yeah. As long as he wasn't like in no situation where he's uncomfortable, I could just, you know, shoulder everything, put my shoulder pads on and deal with it how I gotta deal with it, you know what I'm saying? And then they was ended up with some complications. Again, importance of why these millionaires need to get involved with these grassroots organizations. Where we talk about private funding, the state ended up holding back some money from them budget stuff. They couldn't keep the doors open. So then I had to move out of there in the middle of, you know, probably like June, July, whatever. And I ended up being where the picture at. But all of this is going on while I'm promoting. Power community, make sure y'all come out.
My mind was like, when you sent me that picture, bro, my head was messed up because I just never would have thought, bro. Like, since that time we met, I feel like you've been on a run. Like, it's been a steady incline up, a progression.
We ain't gonna do no crying, bro. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no...
But it's still, bro, like, I'm glad that you brought attention to this because, like we saying, it shouldn't be like that. Like, the people that got that's in position, they do gotta, it is a responsibility there. And they gotta tap in with the people that really know what's going on and really doing something on the grounds to make a change.
100%. And it's like we gotta offer opportunity at scale. Like, I'm big on that. Like, I feel like it's only 1 to 3 things a person gonna do when you offer them opportunity, right? You ever hear the expression like, take the rope and hang yourself with it? So they either gonna do that, or you gonna give them the rope and they gonna give it back to you and say, man, I can't handle that. That's
Right.
too much responsibility, and that's honorable. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But the third one, which we all hope for when we offer opportunity, that the person take the rope, sit it to the side, get a boat, go fish, and use the rope to tie the boat to the land so we can always go fish another day.
Right.
That's what we got to do with opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So we never gonna know what John is gonna be. Now, there's some key factors you could look for to try to pinpoint what's what, but you know, we have to offer the opportunity and give that to people and let people show and prove. You feel me? So,
sure.
like I said, like, you know, yeah, like I appreciate all the I see what you're doing, young and all that, woo, 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 but
Yeah,
I said
really
we making you gotta tap in. Like we making real impact. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I just don't want to get to a point where it's like I don't need you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now the conversation different. You know what I'm saying?
So I know you pressed for time, bro. It's a couple more things I wanted to run by you. This is something that I never talked to you about it, bro, but like just hearing you speak, I could hear the influence of Nipsey from like your whole career. So I don't know if you got any, if he right behind us too for people that can't see, but I don't know if that he inspired your journey in any way. Yeah. But talk about that, bro. Like, it's a lot of similarities there.
What's crazy with Nipsey is, right? Like, shout out to my man Shizzy, man. When I was like, you know, when I took the deal, came home and all that. Now this when I was still like kind of rapping and all that. So my man Shizzy, he was like, bro, like, you gotta listen to Nipsey. You don't know? I'm like, no, like who Nipsey? You know what I'm saying? So he like, listen to this joint. He sent me Rap Niggas. You know, that was the single he dropped for Victory Lap. He said, you gonna like this. So I listened to it. I'm like, oh yeah, he popping it. That's my talk. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when he ended up dropping, like, Victory Lap was like the soundtrack for my
whole
rehab. Yeah, like I'm talking about, like I used to catch a train, regional rail, all the way out Norristown every day, and I worked at this daycare. I remember one day just listening to it. I used to listen to it every day. One day I just get to the top of the step, I just scream. I'm like, ah, because I'm like so motivated and inspired. I'm like, yo, like I just want to do what I like, the things I'm doing now. I just want to do it, and so I just want that to be the reality. But my reality is I got to do what I'm doing right now in order to get there. You feel me? So, you know, Nipsey like a big inspiration. Even like it's crazy. Like I said, this was before I ain't find out about Nipsey until after I came on in jail. Like on my neck, like it's my son name. My son name is Emias. Before I went to jail, I was looking up like words like names that similar with royalty, integrity, loyalty, and all that. And I came up Ermias, and I was like Ermias. I'm like Ermias. I'm like, no, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna take the R out of that. They ain't calling my young boy Erm. Right. You know, my first name Emmanuel, so him Emias. I'm like, I'm gonna just name him Emias. And I got this joint drew up in jail. You know what I'm saying? Put some money on my man Books. He drew this joint up for me. That's crazy. And then I came on, got the neck tat, and it's like, as I'm like, you know, tapping in with Nipsey more, and I'm looking, I'm like, dang, he got
similar.
Yeah.
It's similar, bro. And it's even crazy to the point where like, through Nip, I learned about this concept called vertical integration. Yeah. And when I hear you talk about what I wish I knew in your face, I think the other ones, you said Fuel Solutions.
Philo Solutions, yeah.
You called it like, I called it like the ecosystem of Manny, but what Nip called vertical integration is basically like everything within your brain is tied back to one entity. So you build upward and you just add these layers like, oh, I got what I wish I knew. I got that's like Nip when he had the Marathon clothing, then he had the Marathon record label, then he had the Marathon, they got the cannabis.
They got the agency too.
Yeah, they got the Marathon marketing agency. Everything was like going back to that. So when I hear you talk, I could just hear the influence of Nip. Even the community investment, everything you're doing. It was a picture that circulated online when Nip died. Yeah. And it showed like a rough estimate of his finances and where all his money was going. Bro, when you seen all of the different entities of how he was, you know, investing his money, giving, like it was crazy. So I had to touch on that. But this is something before we go, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. We from Philly, bro. So like now I'm in the A. When I was just watching everything on social media, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, I start seeing a collaborative post with you and NoGunZone. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, this I don't even talk like that. I'm like, yo, he finally revealed his identity because nobody knew who NoGunZone was. I'm like, all right. I'm like, yo, this is Manny the whole time.
No,
like,
no, I ain't no gun. That's
bro,
funny,
you gotta
man.
talk about that,
I
bro.
ain't no NoGunZone,
I
man.
really thought it was you, bro.
I talk to bro all the time. I tell you, I'm like, yo, you like Batman for you feel me? Like, me and bro met. It's crazy. Me and bro met around the time me and you met. Like when I first, like 2019, I first started. Like what I wish I know. Mm-hmm. We met just at an event down in Philly. He was like, yeah, like I'm NoGunZone. He had like a job, and then we met. Then I think we exchanged information or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then we just always kind of kept in touch. And then once the tour happened, at first it was just like, supposed to promote the tour, but then we seen like the impact, like how the people was gravitating to it. So yeah, it was like, all right, bro, we gotta figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So, like bro, like Batman, man, a lot of people they don't understand NoGunZone's mission. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro is he's a father. Right. He's a husband. He care about the community just like any man should. Cause at the end of the day, these young boys that's out here killing and stuff like that could be his daughter, boyfriend or husband, or it could be his potential family. So it's like when we talk about having that type of social responsibility, supporting, and bro, he just got a voice like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? We try to hold each other to stand, especially when we get big platforms like yourself, hold itself to standards of white culture. When it's like, no, this is us, this is our voice. Right. You know what I'm saying? And even if, you don't understand or you don't agree, let's understand each other because at the end of the day, we want the same thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, he got a real controversial platform. He always say like, bro, I don't know, bro. They might not mess with you because you're on NoGunZone and stuff like that. No. But, like the people, and I always tell them like, that voice, that negative voice comments, that's small. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's small compared to, like the grand scheme.
So for people that don't know what NoGunZone is, because this is a Philly-based platform, could you explain what it is, bro?
So NoGunZone is I tell him, I'm like, bro, you like the news of Philadelphia for
If you play sports in Philly, you remember Taz Hilaire?
Yeah, Taz Hilaire. He like that. For the street, right? Yeah, fact. But NoGunZone is it's an organization against gun violence and stuff like that. And bro, like, he's been reporting and documenting every murder for the past 6-7 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You be on there, that joint like unsolved mysteries. Like,
for real, man.
You be putting stuff together.
I tell him like, yo, bro, inshallah, man, I can't wait to see your documentary. What is all said and done? Because don't nobody really know who he is. And it's like he's impacted culture. Whenever a brand or an entity gets into hip hop culture, these young boys, they talk about, I'm gonna put you on NoGunZone. That means you solidified. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. He kind of like academics. Like, but for Philly, it's crazy. This is the last thing I wanted to ask. It's crazy how everything just kind of went in that direction. Touching on academics, bro, like, and how polarizing his platform is. Yeah. Recently, you did something that was really polarizing, and it really, like, I don't know if you would say this was your best move or your worst move, but it got you a lot of followers, a lot of attention to your platform, but you and your homies, y'all went to Old Block. Yeah. I think y'all was out there 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Y'all went in there.
Shout out to Udi, Move Different, Riley, Poverty Love for these visuals.
Talk about that, bro. You went in there, I seen the security guard. You like, should we go in there? He like, no, I don't think y'all. I want to suggest. Yeah. So just tell me, like, what made y'all do that, bro? And like looking back on it, just what's your takeaways from that whole experience?
Man, really just wanted to touch the people. That's what it was. Like, a lot of people think that we went to Chicago to do that. Mm-hmm. No, we was already there with our client with Black Seed Oil Gummies. Mm-hmm. So, we just out, we picking up our jackets, and I think Udi looked it up, was like, yo, Old Block 6 minutes from here. So
he was thinking about that the whole time.
So we just slid. So it went from like divine world to like, I'm like, yo, we got the cam, like, let's make some content, let's just interview people, you feel me, like, so we run into. For me, like, it's like, I was telling my man, I was like, yo, I don't know why, I don't feel different when I go to different cities. Yeah. Like, it's like, I feel like I'm just here. So, yeah, we just interviewing people, one thing turned to another. Yeah. We found out we connected, we all Muslim, did he lie? Now, you know, they come up Philly, we tapping in with each other, I'm down there, I'm tapping in with them. It's love, you feel me? Like,
would you recommend somebody else try to do what you? All right, I just want you to put that out there, bro. Why though? Why? For the kids that see that and be like, man, we about to go to Chicago. Why don't you recommend doing it?
I mean, if you gonna go. And when there's some light out there, don't go 2 in the morning. Yeah. Like, we was in that joint, the back block, just walking around that joint. And even like, before this was like off camera, if anybody seen like the whole 20-minute vlog on my YouTube, it's like off camera, I said, yo, mind you, it's like Christmas weekend, so it's December, going into January. I'm like, yo, like, take your hands out your pockets. Like, I know it's cold, but we ain't about to give nobody no impression that we clutching or we holding, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just got, our fingertips got to be a little bit brittle right now. So I don't recommend it for nobody, you know what I'm saying?
What would you say to the people that criticize how you moved or navigated that situation? Because it could have looked like to some that you kind of bowed down. Yeah, but I just want you to speak to the importance of why you moved like that in that situation.
What it is I'm comfortable within myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to identify my feelings. Did I feel like some type of like thing, like I need to get aggressive? I felt that initially, but to be able to think past that feeling, that initial feeling, and say, is that the best move to do right now? Now I'm on point the whole time. Bro walked up like this, so in my head I'm like, all right, if he pull a gun, he ain't just popping his out there, John. You feel me? You gonna have to tussle. I'm ready to hit him all that. You feel me? But once he put his hand, I was like, all right, now I can loosen up. You know what I'm saying? Let me just have this conversation, navigate us out this joint. You feel me? And it's respect. It's like respect gotta go across the board. Like, why would I pump my, like, bro, I remember we done at the Eagles parade, right? Cause this is after I posted and all that. So he's like, yeah, bro, like, you would've had me with me, boy, put out his gun, like, yeah, I would've, woo. I'm like, bro, we would've died, bro. Yeah. Like, we would have died on with the joke. Let's say best case scenario in your head, you popping, boom. Old block long, bro. That's a real big project. Yeah. We still got to make it out that joint. Gunshots go off 2 in the morning at Old block. You think people not coming outside? Right. We trying to. You think we walking out that joint? Don't nobody know who he is and all that.
That's gonna look unfamiliar.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, anybody that feels though like, I bowed down or I got bitched or whatever, my fault. But like, to each his own. I don't care, you feel me? I'm here to tell the story. You know, that's my guys. I can call anybody from down there for real, you feel me?
What did that do for you, bro? From like from a marketing standpoint, from your brand, like how did that change things for you?
Yeah, I think it just brought more awareness for real, you know? Like that, like I said, it wasn't really the intention. It just was like, we down here, why not get some content? You feel me? Everything just played out how it. I didn't even know bro was recording. Like, it wasn't until, you know, and then on the joint, like, contact, you feel me? It said, you know, we got our camera taken, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gave him the camera. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, he spent the block, he was like, bro, like, no, I need that camera. Fetty was like, come on, fool. And I'm like, bro, just give him that joint. You feel me? Gave it to him. We slid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
the same camera y'all using now?
Yeah, the same camera we're using right now.
That's crazy.
Legendary camera, you feel me? we go ahead and put that joint up on the show when it goes so that they hear me. But yeah, so you know, that was what that was, and I forgot where he was going with it, but
no, I just want to ask you, like, was it worth it?
Oh yeah, I think it was worth it, man. It was worth it, man. They really my guys. I fuck with them. And it gave me a newfound perspective on, like, the whole drill joint, too. Because, like, you know, I'm, like, against drill. I really, especially here in Philly, like, I don't. But.
That's another topic for another day.
Another day. But when I talked with Duke, we had a conversation one time, and we was just talking about, I was asking him certain shit. He's like, bro, like, like we born into this shit
Right.
for like that's what they. Even talk about chiefing, like they born into. We don't deal with the other side, so when I see like Philly and other places like copying that
Trying to
mindset
replicate
and that,
You
it's
don't
like
even know what you.
you know what I'm saying? It's not authentic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why I love when we talk about in the city, like a Lil Kai from Jerome, Samba, Amir Ali, the whole school they gifted with Lena L. Like, you know, when I love hearing motherfuckers that still rap. You feel me? And still keeping it Philly
Boy,
because
Amir Ali,
he's crazy.
He different.
Different, he different.
Couple
You
of
say
his
he a breath of
freestyle-
fresh air, you feel me?
Yeah, bro, he tough.
I think I'm gonna keep it a being. Arguably, I think he got like one of the best Cosmic Kev joints since like when we talk about like
PNB.
since like
Quilly.
Cassidy and Savage. You know what I'm saying? Like Savage did his thing, 10 minutes draw.
Quilly got one of the best Cosmic Kev
Quilly
all
joined
time,
Quilly
bro.
too. Quilly too.
AR Ab got crazy joint too. I think that's the joint with Cass.
What Mir did on that joint,
He went crazy.
yeah, he went crazy.
I might know that joint, but
Right.
he stepped on that joint.
Don't kiss you.
Shout out to bro, man.
Yeah, for sure that, man. He gonna be able to voice it 215 too, man. But yeah, man.
Lastly, bro, I asked all my guests this before I in the episode, but how would you describe failure? Like, if you had to define it, how would you define it?
I describe failure as something that's inevitable. I think it's not about the action of failing itself. It's about what we do after that, the correction. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we look at sin, it's not about sinning. We all sin. Nobody is free from sin here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what do you do after you sin? Do you have some type of remorse for what you're doing that's wrong? Or do you just think it is what it is? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to repent after that? Are you sincerely asking God to, you know, help you and guide you and make it easy for you to turn away from this sin? That's a different level of failure than it is than to just fail by itself and continue to keep failing without even thinking. So just like when we think about life, is like when we fail, do we sit back and ponder and say, all right, let me not make that mistake? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do something a little bit different. Like, that's how I look at failure.
Appreciate your time,
No,
bro.
man, appreciate
How
you,
can
man.
people support you? We could talk for hours.
Yeah. Hey, man, just tap it with the movement, man. Manny215_. If you want to, you know, get involved with the What I Wish I Knew Foundation, donate and stay tapped in what we got going on, go to whatIwishIKnewFoundation.org, 215apparel.com. You can get some gear. Just put it on, man. Just tap in. You might be in a city near you. Coming soon, inshallah.
Appreciate you, bro.
215.
As y'all know, y'all can find me on all social media. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and support the movement, man. Support 215 Apparel,
100%.
everything they got going on. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Conversations of NFTs and things. Investing all our dollars and hoping that freedom reigns. It's hard being us, but the talents cover the pain. Make it to the lead, but we still don't own the game. Way too many souls are tainted behind the fame. The parties in private mansions, they exchange some drinks. Corrupt the things you think. Your life change in a blanket and nothing seems the same. All these curses. Your value to your spouse is measured by some purses. Preach religion to our youth and make them think it's working. Really, it's our people who was dying for our purpose. Our great grace of our grandmothers and mothers.